What's up, everyone? Welcome to this edition of OSTN News. I'm Deanna Arbovic.
And I'm Jim Tews. We're coming at you from WVIZ studios in downtown Cleveland with some of the hottest news stories from college students around the U.S.
Topping our news, one University of Georgia's class project turned into protest for victims of sexual assault.
The students say sexual assault is a huge problem on college campuses. University of Georgia's Laura Sinakori has the story.
A silent protest. Victims and volunteers stood in the Tate Center today, masked and gagged, to show the impact of what sexual assault victims go through. One of the coordinators of the project says that the masks and gags hold a lot of symbolism.
Some people, I guess, wanted to feel a little bit more, anonymous and just be up there. They didn't want it to be about who was in it. It's more just saying that there are a lot of people, like this is a big issue.
Their actions may seem extreme, but the numbers speak for themselves. Statistics show that 1 in 8 people on a college campus will be sexually assaulted by the time they're through with their 4 years. That means one of us will have been sexually assaulted by the time we were through. One of the major problems is that some victims don't report their attacks. UGA student Tiffany Davenport hopes protests like this will help women know they aren't the only ones.
I know plenty of people who have been sexually assaulted as children and as women. And sometimes they kind of like just push it under the rug, like try to just be like, well, I'll just get over it. But sometimes you need to talk and just let it go.
Otherwise, experts say there could be lifetime consequences.
Violence, they're going to suffer alone. And the more that they internalize that pain, that suffering, sometimes that may manifest itself in other behaviors. We know that sometimes they may lead to eating disorders, it may lead to alcohol abuse.
Laura Sinakori for OSTN News.
University of Montana fraternity Sigma Nu says it strengthens brotherhood through tradition. But now one controversial tradition is being outlawed. U of M reporter Lauren Pedrick shows us why Sigma Nu is saying no to past actions.
It's a Monday night tradition. Sigma Nu members dress formally for dinner prepared by their chef. But there is one tradition that is no longer accepted: hazing.
I think it's absolutely wrong.
Sigma Nu President Bill Gibson has been leading his fraternity away from hazing when new members pledge. And the new pledges say the change is a positive move.
I know hazing isn't something I want to experience.
Nationally, Sigma Nu is requiring chapters to outlaw hazing. The fraternity's new definition of hazing includes any action that mentally or physically degrades a person instead of building brotherhood. Gibson says under the new definition, Sigma Nu's past actions would be considered hazing.
It was acceptable at a time, and we're at a time now where it's not acceptable, so it's up to us to change it.
Sigma Nu members won't say specifically what practices they eliminated. But the fraternity says it hopes by ending hazing, it will begin a better tradition for the newest members.
I'm going to treat pledges like the same way I've been treated. I mean, I guess it just gets passed down from that sense. Just follow pretty much social etiquette.
A social etiquette that includes traditions like Monday night's formal dinner. From University of Montana, along with photographer John Zimmerman, this is Lauren Pedrick for OSTN.
Competition to get the best grades in college has always been fierce, but now some students are turning to prescription drugs to get a competitive edge. Rutgers University's Joel Pollack reports.
Finals are approaching, and the pressure is on for many college students. But as their anxiety grows, more of them are using supplements to improve their work habits and increase their test scores. According to recent studies, 1 in 5 college students is taking Adderall without medical consent. Adderall, a prescription drug used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, commonly known as ADHD, improves the user's focus and allows them to stay awake for long periods of time. Matt Landry was prescribed Adderall and immediately noticed a positive change in his performance.
It allows me to be more relaxed in class. I actually contribute. When we have a discussion, I'm mainly one of the main participants in the discussion.
However, according to Dr. Najmi Sheikh, some students who do not suffer from ADHD are using the study drug for its alleged positive effects.
Some students who don't have ADHD, but they want to hyper-focus and they want to study and they want to stay late at night, and they do abuse.
According to the site WebMD, Adderall is an amphetamine and can have similar side effects such as anxiety and even addiction. In order to obtain a prescription, students must first go through an in-depth screening process.
Taking the family history, personal history, any history of seizure disorder, any history of head injury.
Given Adderall's availability to those without a prescription, it is increasingly becoming students' final exam study drug of choice. From Rutgers University, I'm Joel Pollack, reporting for OSTN News.
Coming up, how the ladies are taking the lessons of green living into planning their big day.
Plus, our campus countdown. We'll see you soon.
Predator of the sea, terror of all men who enter the ocean. The very symbol of lurking danger. That is the shark.
Welcome back. With the current trend of organic foods and many cities taking on green initiatives, brides and grooms are also getting environmental makeovers.
And saving themselves a little green in the process. Columbia College Chicago's Allison Wright has the story.
From tuxedos to gowns to even where they buy their fresh blooms from, brides and grooms are turning to wedding coordinators for ideas on the newest trend, green weddings.
Green wedding is as natural and friendly as possible as we can be to the planet without putting our fingerprints on it.
Santoro, a wedding coordinator for more than 5 years, says that the trend in environment-friendly weddings is something that will be big come spring and summer months, simply because they can serve on energy and tents are reusable.
You can have an outdoor reception. You can use locally grown flowers, organic flowers, flowers that are in season. That always helps. And then outdoor wedding, the natural light always helps. That way you're not using all the energy.
Buying locally grown produce and flowers is one way that brides and grooms are being a bit more environment friendly. Buying locally reduces transportation costs, fuel and emissions consumption, and supports a hometown business.
Well, you're using less jet fuel when you're transporting flowers back and forth, so that helps. But just overall, it's much better for the earth and our future.
Brides are also considering other options, such as RSVPing online, as well as different papers for their invitations.
We're going to be using recycled paper for our invitations, and we're going to use lots of candles so that we can save on energy.
Some are even incorporating homegrown traditions into their cuisine.
We're thinking instead of using the traditional wedding cake, we figured we'd do something a little bit different, and my grandma has apples in her backyard, so we're going to make homemade apple pies.
Although the new trend may be a cheaper option, it may not be for everyone. Environmentalist Kathy Satari of the Indiana Department of Environmental Management believes the idea of green weddings will definitely be a benefit to